Volcanic lightning, also known as dirty thunderstorms, happen when the ash and steam from a volcanic explosion interact with the atmosphere to generate charged particles through friction. The positive and negatively charged particles eventually generate static electricity, making it look like the volcano's eruption comes with its thunderstorm. Even lightning bolts may appear above the volcano's plume when the static electricity is great. It's no wonder ancient civilizations associated volcanic eruptions with the wrath of the gods. For example, ancient accounts of the Mount Vesuvius eruption in Italy in 79 AD describe the eruption as having lightning blazes. Eternal Flame Falls. Found in Chestnut Ridge Park in western New York, the Eternal Flame Falls is a small waterfall with one simple attraction: a flame that never dies and has been burning for centuries. The 8-inch high flame can be found hidden in a cave just behind the waterfalls. Scientists discovered that the flame never dies because it is fueled by natural gas seeping from deep within the waterfall structure. The gas is believed to originate from the Rhine Street Shale, which is a geological formation that dates nearly 400 million years ago. The flame is visible all year long, but there are instances where it must be relit. Travelers looking to visit this site are often told to bring matches to relight the flame if it dies out. So despite its name, it isn't eternal. But still, it seems like the gas reserves responsible for feeding the flame cannot run out. Aurora Borealis. The bright and vibrant lights seen from across the sky are called the Aurora Borealis, often called the Northern Lights. This spectacle is a naturally occurring phenomenon near the Arctic Circle and involves the sun's charged particles colliding with the atmosphere's oxygen and nitrogen. These collisions charge the gases, and then gases emit different colors that cover the night sky. Green and pink are the most commonly observed colors in the Northern Lights, but in other cases, red, blue, and purple could also be seen. The colors that the Aurora Borealis emit determine how high the gases are when they collide with the solar particles. This phenomenon has captivated people for centuries, often leading to tales and myths made by ancient people who never understood the science behind the Aurora Borealis. Fire tornadoes. Fire tornadoes are uncommon and natural phenomena, seemingly mysterious yet beautifully dangerous. Also called fire whirls, fire tornadoes happen when wildfires occur. Due to the intense heat and updrafts generated by wildfires, the air in the surrounding atmosphere becomes so hot that it rises rapidly to create tornadoes that merge with the flames. The combination of the two forces of nature eventually creates fire tornadoes. They aren't any different from regular tornadoes in terms of their size and intensity. The only difference is that flames are added to the mixture, making fire tornadoes exponentially more dangerous than regular tornadoes. Their danger lies in the fact that they do not only incinerate anything in their path, but also spread fire to the surrounding areas. Penitents. Penitents are named after their resemblance to hooded penitents, kneeling in prayer. Still, they are rare ice formations found in icy mountain regions, such as the Andes. They look like tall, thin blades, closely packed together to form a field full of icy spikes. The reason why penitentes are formed can be attributed to the sublimation process. This happens when snow and ice immediately become gas, instead of going through the usual process of becoming water when exposed to heat. The sunlight sublimates the ice faster, producing spire-shaped spikes called penitentes. Bioluminescent shores. There are instances wherein shores tend to get illuminated with light, creating a captivating sight. Called bioluminescent shores, this seemingly supernatural wonder or phenomenon is not a product of science fiction, but is caused by microscopic organisms that emit light. In most cases, the organisms responsible for this phenomenon are bioluminescent plankton, algae, or even jellyfish. Whenever these organisms are close to the shore and are disturbed by the movement of water or even the presence of other marine life, a chemical reaction within their cells produces and releases light that illuminates the entire shore. These organisms emit light for different purposes, including keeping predators away, communicating with one another, or even attracting prey. Pele's hair. Pele's hair is a volcanic phenomenon named after Pele, the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes, as ancient Hawaiians believed these were strands of hair from their volcanic deity. This phenomenon takes the form of hair-like strands of glass that form after a volcanic eruption. When an erupting volcano spews molten lava into the atmosphere, it is rapidly cooled and stretched, turning into lava droplets. During the cooling process, they become thin fibers that look like hair strands, hence the name Pele's hair. Mammatus clouds. Mammatus clouds are atmospheric phenomena that often happen during or after powerful thunderstorms. These cloud formations look like pouch-shaped and bulb-shaped objects found beneath cumulonimbus clouds. The exact reasons for the formation of these clouds are yet to be completely understood, but in most cases, mammatus clouds often form just after severe atmospheric conditions, such as a thunderstorm. They are pockets of cold air resulting from sinking within the cloud. When illuminated by the sun after a thunderstorm, they give the sky a rather ominous but dramatic look. Mammatus clouds have been seen in different regions worldwide, but they still need to be more common and quite mysterious due to how difficult it is for researchers to study these clouds and their nature. Sun halos. Sometimes the sky can be graced by a halo-like ring, often called a sun or solar halos. While they seem supernatural in origin, sun halos form when the sunlight interacts with ice crystals in the atmosphere. These ice crystals, which are hexagons, refract and reflect sunlight to create a halo-like optical phenomenon. Sun halos are almost always approximately 22 degrees from the sun and have a diameter of about 44 degrees. They can also display different colors, including shades of blue and red. Areas that commonly experience sun halos are mostly cold and elevated due to ice crystals in the atmosphere surrounding such regions. Combustible lakes. Combustible lakes, also called seeping lakes, result from flammable gases escaping from the Earth's subsurface and igniting upon release into the air. This often happens in places rich in methane and other forms of volatile gases. Such regions include those that are close to geological faults. So when earthquakes and similar events happen, the gas trapped deep in the earth can exhaust and combust. When the gas seeps into areas surrounded by bodies of water, such as lakes, combustible lakes occur, turning them into scary yet awe-inspiring sights. The most popular explosive lake is the Door to Hell, found in Turkmenistan. This site is a crater where gases have been burning non-stop for over 5 decades. Combustible lakes may be visual wonders, but they are quite harmful to the environment, especially because methane is one of the most potent greenhouse gases attributed to global warming. That's why the beauty of this natural phenomenon comes with a price that can potentially affect the entire world. Waterspouts. Waterspouts are the water-based cousins of tornadoes because of how similar they are to them in terms of appearance and origin. Just like tornadoes, waterspouts look like funnel-shaped columns that rotate, but the difference is that the columns are made of water and extend from a cumulonimbus cloud all the way to a body of water, creating a connection between the two. In most cases, waterspouts are common in warmer tropical regions surrounded by bodies of water, such as oceans and lakes, but they only happen when there's enough instability in the air. There are 2 types of waterspouts. The first is the tornadic waterspout, which develops during severe thunderstorms. Meanwhile, the second is the fair weather waterspout, which can occur without a storm and over warm water. Fair weather waterspouts don't necessarily signal the coming of a storm. While waterspouts are usually shaped like columns, they can exhibit different shapes and sizes. In most cases, they are slender, but in other cases, they can be large structures resembling wedges. However, most waterspouts are relatively harmless to modern ships equipped well enough, but intense and large waterspouts can be very dangerous to marine vessels, regardless of how well prepared they may be. Morning glory clouds. The morning glory clouds are unique cloud formations that can be found above the Gulf of Carpentaria in Australia. These clouds come with long and tube-shaped formations that make them seem unnatural. The longest cloud formations stretch as far as 62 miles. Visible only between September and November, the clouds form due to high humidity and strong winds. The humidity in the surrounding atmosphere allows the clouds to form. Meanwhile, the strong winds are responsible for blowing the clouds as they form, allowing them to have a tubular shape. In most cases, the morning glory clouds are followed by thunderstorms and are indications that the weather is shifting from dry to wet. The indigenous people in the area have long been observing these clouds and have associated them with spiritual traditions, believing that the clouds are responsible for carrying the spirits of their ancestors. Snow chimneys. Snow chimneys are snow structures that look like chimneys and blow hot air through the openings at their tip. They are products of steam trying to escape through the ground in regions with extremely cold temperatures. In most cases, snow chimneys happen in volcanic regions, with ambient temperatures below freezing. Steam produced by the underground volcanic temperatures melts the ice near the surface and turns it into water vapor. As the water vapor enters the atmosphere, the freezing ambient temperatures freeze it and turn it into an ice tower. The entire chimney-like appearance is completed by the steam coming out of the hole at the top of the tower. Sailing stones. It is well known that stones are lifeless objects that cannot move on their own. However, sailing stones are rocks capable of moving through flat surfaces without anyone dragging them across the sand or mud, leaving people to wonder if something supernatural is happening. However, these stones don't move on their own. Instead, sailing stones are caused by sudden changes in the weather conditions. When there is rain just before a sudden drop in temperature, a thin layer of ice forms around the stones. Due to the slippery nature of ice, wind can easily blow and move stones through the mud, making it look like sailing stones move on their own. Even the heaviest rocks can move with a slight breeze when ice forms around these structures.